Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Seaver. I'm getting ready to talk to you about your lesson for Thursday, March 19th, our fourth day of at-home learning, and this is a blue day, so periods 2, 4, 6, and 8 are meeting today. Please share the word with your friends. If you ever are confused about what you're supposed to do in my class, watching these YouTube videos and actually listening to me explain it, that will help you the most. So I'm trying to make these YouTube videos short and sweet. But if you listen to this video, it should help you understand what your assignment is today. And you may have to pause and you may have to rewatch it if you don't understand. And as always, email me and I should respond as quick as possible to try to help you out. So today, Thursday, March 19th, no bell work. The learning objective today is that the student will be able to review concepts of density and learn how to use water displacement to determine volume. Homework. Your homework assignment today is to do an interactive density lab. That will be due Monday evening at 11:59 p.m. So I'm trying to give you several days. I know some of you may be busy during the day watching younger siblings, or maybe you have other things going on that you can't get it done on the day that I assign it. So I will be flexible about that. Just please try your best. And also the attendance question for Thursday, I'm not making it due till Monday. So I'm trying to give you some flexibility. If you look at today's agenda, the first thing it says watch the video. So hopefully you are doing that right now. And then number 2, it says complete the interactive density lab, which I'm going to show you today, how to access that. And then number 3 says answer the attendance question. And please make sure you answer the attendance question after you've watched this video. All right, the next thing I want to show you, these slides here kind of are going to explain what we're doing. First thing, this picture should be pretty familiar because I keep showing it every day, just to remind you that we're studying chemistry. We've already talked about the periodic table and elements. You did an experiment where you had to classify compounds by pH. Remember that acids are 0 to 6 on the pH scale. An acid with a pH of 0 is very strong. Bases are 8 to 14. A base with a pH of 14 is very strong. A pH of 7 is neutral. That would be like water. So today we're working on matter. And yesterday, actually for your class, it was on Tuesday, you took notes over the physical and chemical properties of matter. Today, we are going to focus just on one of those properties. So there's 9 common physical properties. Today, we are just focusing on density. To kind of review the attendance question from Tuesday, one of the questions was, I had a Ziploc bag, and what was inside the Ziploc bag that the pipe cleaner was supposed to represent. So the pipe cleaner in the Ziploc bag was supposed to represent malleability. And the reason why is that the pipe cleaner can be bent and folded and twisted and turned. And malleability is the physical property that allows you to do that with matter. Another question from your attendance question on Tuesday was a paperclip. And which physical property did the paperclip best represent? And the paperclip is magnetic. So if you took a magnet, it would pick up paperclips. So the paperclip was representing the physical property of magnetism. Okay, so today's lesson, we're focusing on density. I have a lot of cool experiments that I hope we can do once we get back to school. Some of those experiments I may try to do at home and videotape me doing those at home. But today, the lesson that you're going to do is an interactive web quest about density. So density, if you're in math class, the equation for density is mass divided by volume. So you can see the equations written here. If you look at the short form, D equals M over V, that basically means density equals mass divided by volume. All right, today you may want to pause the video right now and go to Google Classroom and find this worksheet right here that says Interactive Density Lab. You're going to type your name, you're going to type your class period, and then you're going to type your answers in all these boxes. You do not have to write in complete sentences. Please make sure you follow the directions very carefully. Let me go ahead and click out of here and go to the actual worksheet. It looks like this. Hopefully it pulls up. There it goes. And what you're going to do is you're just going to click that link. And when you click that link, it takes you to the website. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. Your computer may look like this. So click here, and it should, if you hit allow, it should allow you to go to the website. So I know it makes it look like it won't work on your computer, but it should allow you to do it. So this is what the lab is. And let's go back to the directions. I'm going to minimize the lab and go back to the directions. The first direction says on the right side of the screen, choose same mass. So I'm going to come over here, right side of the screen. I'm going to I'm going to hit same mass. Then I'm going to go back to the directions, and it says, make sure the object selected is a block. You can choose the object on the left side of the screen. So I have same mass, and then, yep, I think I have a block, so I'm all good. So I'm going to go back to the directions, and the directions say, place the blue block in the water. So I'm going to place the blue block in, and now I'm going to record what happens. Now, this is kind of interesting. I might have to get it here in the middle. It's not sinking to the bottom, so it's barely floating. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to type in right here that the block is floating. I'm then going to do this with the yellow block, the green block, and the red block. So now I'm ready to go to part 2. Part 2 says on the right side of the screen, select same volume. Make sure the object selected is still the block. So I'm going to click same volume, and I'm going to go back, and it says describe what happens to the blue block. So I'm going to put the blue block in, and this time for same volume, notice here what I want to make sure everybody realizes: the yellow block, the blue block, the green block, and the red block all are the same volume, but they're different masses. This yellow one's 8 kilograms, blue is 6 kilograms, green is 4 kilograms, and red is 2 kilograms. So obviously what happened to the blue block here was that it sank. So right here for part 2, I'm going to write the blue block sank. Then I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to go to part 3. This is where it gets a little bit harder, so make sure you're listening here. On the right side of the screen, select same density. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to click same density. I'm going to put the blue block in, and I'm going to record what happens. Then the question asks, what happens to all 4 blocks? So I'm going to go ahead and put all 4 blocks in, putting all 4 blocks in. And if you notice, you can record what all 4 blocks are doing right here in this space. Now, part 4 says select the mystery on the right side. You will need to fill out the data table below. So what that meant is I'm going to click mystery. And now I have 5 blocks. They all are going to be different. And I'm trying to figure out what matter is block A representing, what type of matter is block B representing, what type of matter is block C, D, and E. So I'm going to take A, I'm going to put it on the scale first, and I'm going to record 65.14 on my data table right here for block A. So right there, I should record 65.14. Then I'm going to measure the volume. Right now, this little tank has a volume of 100 liters. I drop the block in. It now has 103.38. So I take 103.38 minus 100, and that's going to be 3.38, which I'm going to put that right there. Now to find density, I'm going to use a calculator. So I'm going to take my mass divided by my density and put that number there. Now, whatever that number ends up being, I am going to click on this table here, and it is showing me these are the possible. I have 5 blocks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possible materials, and I'm trying to figure out what block A is. So I'm going to look at my data table, and whatever I put in this box right here for density, whatever that number is closest to, whichever one of these that number is closest to, for example, let's say it is aluminum, then I would write type of material aluminum. To finish off the lab today, you just have 2 follow-up questions. Number 1, write down 2 observations you have about density. Number 2, describe how to use water displacement. And just to make sure everybody understands, water displacement is when you start here and you have 100 liters. You drop this in, and now you have 105 liters. You're measuring how much water is increased, or you're measuring how the level of the water goes up when you place a block in. Okay, so you have this done. You're going to turn that in through Google Classroom, so make sure you hit submit. Then you're going to go to your attendance question. Your attendance question looks like this. It says today's date. Please note that it says make sure to answer the attendance question after you have completed the interactive density lab. So you're going to select your class period, and then you're going to answer these 2 questions. Hopefully that helps today and you kind of understand what you're supposed to do. Please remember that you can always go back and listen to this video again if you're confused and don't understand what you're doing. You also have the option to email me and I will try to help you. And finally, I am getting better at using Google Meet or Google Hangout, and we can do that as well if you think it would help